Okay, we've got a lot to talk about, so I hope you're excited to hear more news about the Backrooms movie filming. Now, by the time you're watching this, the movie will have finished filming, so while there unfortunately may not be as much on-set leaks or filming sneak peeks, there's still the massive info dump that I have here for you. A teaser from A24 themselves, well, two really, and of course some smaller stuff that has come out now that the movie has wrapped up filming. So let's dive right in, shall we? So first things first, yes, the Backrooms movie is officially done filming. Everybody clap and say congrats Kane and team. But in all seriousness, this is very exciting as it brings us one step closer to being able to experience the movie in theaters. Still can't believe a Backrooms movie is coming to theaters. Anyway, before we get lost in the hype, let's talk about this massive info dump that a user named Mari from the Kane's Facility Discord brought to us. Mari was lucky enough to visit the Backrooms set since their dad works for a film company that is working with A24 right now, and not only did they actually get to see the set in all of its glory, they also got a peek at the script and got to meet the main man himself, Kane. In terms of the set itself, Mari describes it as incredibly detailed, and it was stunning to witness. They even mentioned how the environment eerily felt like it was ripped straight from the YouTube videos themselves, which is fantastic to hear and is about what I expected given the lengths that Kane went in terms of set design and aesthetics, which, if you don't remember, involves actual fluorescent lights and the Quixel and chevron patterned wallpaper, shout out to Regularly Blue, that Kane showed off a few months ago. Which brings me to my next exciting tidbit. I've been yapping a lot about how awesome it is that Kane has been sticking to practical effects and set pieces rather than digital effects, where he can, of course. But Mari confirmed this themselves by mentioning that they were surprised at just how much of the set was actually physically built compared to the amount of blue screens that were there. In fact, they estimated that about 20 to 30% of the set contains blue screen areas, while the rest was a fully constructed set, which is very impressive nowadays. Going back to the practical effects, Mari also mentioned that there will, and I quote, definitely be practical effects in use. Kane was also apparently very nice and let Mari stay to watch a scene get filmed, with Mari even complimenting Kane's directing ability, noting that he had a strong sense of direction in the scene they were filming, saying he would call action semi-audibly, and once the scene was done, he would first say cut, and then a second, much audibly louder person would also say cut. There was a clapper board used by someone in general. Don't think it was Kane, but for someone who's 20 and directing his first film, his direction in the scene I saw being shot was insane. Which, again, is really impressive for someone who was directing their first movie at 20 years old. Sorry, Kane, we had to mention the age thing again. Let's get back to the set itself, though. Mari mentions that from everything they saw, they didn't see anything that could indicate async as being present in the film, but that the set felt very backroomsy, which I can only imagine is a reference to that uncanny feeling that the complex has. This is especially important to note because Kane did mention at one point that async will show up, but they won't be a focal point of the film. This seems to be supported by what Mari saw themselves. To me, I feel like this confirms that most of the film will be centered around the unsettling and almost permeative nature of the complex on the human mind and the psychology around it. It also would explain why our main characters are a therapist and her patient. Catch my therapist and I in the complex making a fan remake of the movie. But one thing Mari did note about the filming itself is that it's being shot on digital, which is really exciting because every video in the series is presented to us in an analog setting, with old VHS cameras and tape recorders. This will be the first time that we get to see the complex itself without the compression scene in the VHS. And I'm really excited for this personally because after playing the Complex Expedition on stream and getting scared by every little sound in an extremely weird and uncanny environment, I don't know about that. Oh God. No, I'm actually scared again because we didn't spawn here last time. I want to experience it in movie form now too. Speaking of being excited, Mari also noted that they saw things that longtime fans of the series will find surprising. And I genuinely have no idea what this could be in reference to, but if I had to guess, and trust me, I know this is kind of a wild guess to make, I think we'll see certain areas from found footage videos, but maybe they'll look different since we know that the complex seems to change itself as time goes on. Maybe if the complex does indeed exist outside of time, and we know that this displacement of time doesn't apply when a stable null zone is present, then could it be possible that we see certain iconic areas from the complex looking much different than we've currently seen them? For example, that one area in the Red City before Ravi encounters Still Life. We already predicted we'd get to see the Red neighborhood based off of what was shown from the TikTok video that Nina Pavlovic posted, and we know that there was a blue screen in that area that could be the tunnel that more likely than not leads to the Red City. To me, it doesn't feel like a stretch that our main characters will encounter the Red City, but will the environments be the same? Will Still Life even exist yet? And will that barricade still be there? Will this area that kind of looks like Madison's garage floor from Found Footage 2 still be there with all the neatly scattered stuff forming a circle? And if they aren't, then does this imply that the idea of the complex learning and changing its form is directly tied to the memories of people who enter it? Okay, I think I'm going on a tangent here, and I had a fleeting thought as I was discussing this section. But what if we get to see what the life form actually looks like? Is it a weird mass of bacteria? Or is it something more complex than that? The main takeaway from that part is that we will get to see very surprising things in this movie. That much is guaranteed. Mari also mentioned that they got to read a small bit of the script and described it as very weird, but in a good way, which sounds about right when it comes to Kane and his work. They didn't mention the contents of what they read, obviously, but if they described it as very weird and in a good way, then I wonder if what Mari got to read was something about the complex itself and possibly how it interacts with the people within it. Now, Mari also mentioned that while the movie itself doesn't necessarily explain any of the larger mysteries surrounding the complex, it does certainly reveal something. What that something is, I of course have no idea, but I'm very excited to find out and be left like this during the reveal of the movie. Now, this is probably one of the bigger things that was shared with us, but Mari was lucky enough to get a selfie with Kane. It wasn't just any old selfie. Mari and Kane were posing in front of a yet-to-be-seen prop for the film. Of course, we have to wait for the green light from Kane to actually share the full image. However, we do have proof that the selfie exists, as it was edited to insane proportions in order to be posted. I don't want to risk getting anyone in trouble at all, and I don't want any Photoshop sleuths to kind of somehow reverse everything that happened here. So here's the lights from that image. That's all you get to see, okay? Of course, we haven't heard anything else about the casting for a while, but Mari mentioned that they saw a previously unconfirmed actor on set who was very tall. This little tidbit is why I believe we'll be lucky enough to see what the life form looks like and find out once and for all what exactly it's composed of. By the way, I am working on an updated life form theory video, so be sure and check that out if you're watching this after I've uploaded that video, so you have an idea of what I've been speculating and predicting for the movie. In terms of who I think this previously unconfirmed actor could be, the first person I thought of was Robert Broboczki. If you don't know who he is, he's a basketball player and made his acting debut as the offspring in Alien Romulus. This also makes me wonder if we have any other unconfirmed actors that could be playing a role that we don't know about yet. The last things that Mari mentioned were that they believe that we're going to like this movie when it comes out, which is really promising, and that they were able to take home some wallpaper from the set. They also took a photo and a video showing it off, which is what you're seeing here.
This isn't like, I don't know how well you can see, but there's like, you know, this is made with like a canvas and not like tissue paper.
Speaking of the wallpaper, A24 themselves released a teaser on their Instagram which seems to show a very distorted looking section of the chevron wallpaper with the caption, "Everything must go." There's quite a bit to analyze, so let's go ahead and dive into it. Like I mentioned, this teaser shows a very distorted version of the chevron wallpaper, but it specifically looks distorted in a similar way we've seen from the videos themselves. We seem to have some kind of vertical distortion, and Nanobot even pointed out that the wallpaper itself seems to be stretched and curving downwards, almost like it's melting. Nanobot even made the comparison of the wallpaper pattern looking as if you draped a curtain onto an object on the ground, like it's trying to obscure something. What this could mean, I'm not too sure, but it would be the earliest wallpaper distortion we see if we assume that the movie takes place before the events of informational video, because informational video is technically the first video to showcase that wallpaper distortion. The caption, "Everything must go," honestly has me at a blank. It does feel reminiscent of those stores that always advertise that they're going out of business, so they're having a massive sale and everything must go. We know the complex tends to create places from standard, and one of the rooms in the Red City was referencing a furniture store, specifically the couch room before Robbie encounters Still Life. So could this be a photo of the wall from that specific section, if it's even present? It would tie into my speculation of us seeing areas from the series that we've seen before, especially as we get to see what could potentially be the Red neighborhood. There was also a miscellaneous thing I wanted to add that I thought was really cute. The Twitter account Backrooms Movie Updates posted an update talking about a member of the production crew posting a picture on their story, which reveals a thank you note to the crew from Renata, showing that she has indeed finished filming for the movie. The note reads, "How can a whole crew be so funny and warm and smooth? No one is a dipshit. What? Have a donut. Love, Renata." This note, alongside Mari mentioning how nice Kane was, really does make me happy to hear that the environment while filming seemed to be positive and seemingly went off without any hiccups. You love to see it. Okay, and just as I was about to record this, we got another A24 post tagging Kane, and it shows a clapperboard kind of glitched into the ground, showing the Backrooms as the title, with Kane and Jeremy Cox listed as directors. We also get the caption 2026, so we know that Kane's movie officially comes out in 2026. The numbers on the clapperboard are usually there to denote a scene number, shot, and scene take. So it could be listed as the 11th scene on the 22nd shot and the 31st scene take. Not sure what the 90 could be though, but if the 11/22 is actually a date, then that would mean that the Backrooms movie is coming out on your girl's birthday next year. And if that's the case, then thank you, Kane, for an amazing birthday present. But if not, then I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know what those numbers could mean. Also, guys, we finally saw the carpet! Now I can appropriately title this, "We Saw the Carpet." Thank you, A24 and Kane. Also, Jacksepticeye left a comment calling Kane the GOAT, which is insane. I mean, I feel like the reception around this movie is already crazy, and I can't wait to see what comes out next. That was it for the latest round of leaks and info dumps from the Backrooms movie. The movie is officially done filming, and I imagine the marketing for the movie itself will begin soon, if it hasn't already started. And I'm not too sure what to expect from this, but speculations include videos that may lead up to the movie itself, or maybe even an ARG. Whatever it is, I can't wait to talk about it and share it with all of you. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep up with movie news and leaks about the Backrooms, then be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss another one of my videos. I also do content theorizing about different analog horror series, stream games, and I'm even working on some new theories for different content you may not be expecting. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you're as excited for the movie as I am, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye!